around in the system.
NYG.
They said New York fell off. Who bringing New York back? I'm like, where we went? What part of the game is that? We've been here the whole time, anxiously waiting. And the streets paper chase, supreme testing our patience. Now stop the presses. Listen up, this is not a lecture. More like a message with a flow that's as hot as peppers. Pop the only way you can stop this villain. I'm sick with it, with amoxicillin. I've been the illest, this ill kid, Operation Red. Though I never contemplated that. Then that's a wrap, turn your pages to 03. Chapter NYG's, Panthers my code D. No iron team, homie, picture me solo. See what happened to Tony, what he did to Manolo. Here go that New York Giant.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson, and it is my pleasure to be with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Moments away, it'll be the Chicago Bulls going up against the Cavaliers out in Cleveland. Checking out Cleveland, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. Well, these two teams met last year in the playoffs, the Cavs and Bulls. One of the more exciting matchups in the league. Beyond what's at stake in the standings, Kenny, did these teams just not like each other?
That's funny, because we've seen some confrontations before, and this is always intense and fierce. There's a legitimate beef going on. Anytime these teams
looking for a win against an Eastern Conference rival. The Chicago Bulls are ready for this thing to get started. Thanks for joining us, everyone. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, and here with me tonight, Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke reporting from the sideline. So Cleveland will get the first possession. Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. Gibson is the 4 with Gasol at the 5. Rose is the 1 with Butler as the 2. And it's Dunleavy in at the 3, the small forward. Here's Dunleavy. Back to Rose. Rebound by Smith.
And there was a question of whether or not Derrick Rose would be able to get back to his former self. At times last season, you could see him back in that MVP form.
Now here's Rose after LeBron James's miss. That is good.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
Shoots the 3. LeBron with another miss. On defense, Cleveland. Butler in the corner. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. And Thompson throws it down.
You know, he's not your typical NBA center in terms of height, guys, but he plays as big as any of them, thanks to his incredible bounce ability.
Shot's good by Gibson.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
LeBron kicks to Love. And he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
And really, that's what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
LeBron passes to Irving. Irving double team. Kicks it out to Love. That 3 off the mark.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Good. Butler's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Yeah, shots falling, off to a very good start offensively as a result.
Now it's ended down to Doris Burke, who was able to talk with head coach Tyronn Lue.
I asked him what he'd most like to see from his team today, and he told me we'd really like to keep Pau Gasol under wraps in this one. He went on to explain that Gasol can take over games with his efficiency on the offensive end, and the
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey there, and thank you for joining us on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. This NBA season didn't take long to get interesting, but these two gentlemen have always captured our interest. Say hello to Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Hello, Kenny.
Hey, how are you?
Hello, Shaq. We'll watch the Phoenix Suns in this one as they go up against the Houston Rockets. And for Houston, they got their season rolling with a nice win in their first game. Now we'll find out if they can build on it and open with back-to-back victories. We'll be watching Dwight Howard patrolling the paint tonight. He's no longer the unquestioned best center in the NBA, but there are times, Shaq, where he can still be a dominant force.
Yeah, you know, he still has that physical advantage, Ernie, against 99% of the guys in the post. That's what I've been saying for a long time. And he does this every now and then, but that's what I've been saying for a long time.
The Rockets play before the hometown crowd here in downtown Houston, Texas. The Houston Rockets come into this one after a win against the Oklahoma City Thunder. And they pulled off a 3-point win in that one. Too close for comfort, but they'll take it.
What a luxury when you have depth. I mean, a lot of their scoring in that win came from their reserves. And make no mistake, they carried.
Was checked in. Booker comes in for Michael Beasley. Brewer is checked in for Trevor Ariza. And Freak subbed in for Patrick Beverly. On Phoenix, looking who they've got on the floor. Henry Sims out there with Chandler. Then there's Brandon Knight, and it's Booker in at the shooting guard position. They get it back. A nice shot by Booker.
You know, it's going to be tough to win when you give the other team second and third opportunities to score the ball.
At some point, guys. As it comes down to pride, start banging on your chest and get after it from your heart. I mean, you got to at least offer some resistance. You can't just let guys do what they want in there.
Capella kicks to Freak. From outside, off the mark. Suns trail by 12. Pass to Chandler. The dish to Booker. They double in with Freak. And stolen by Freak. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. Ball going up court. Count that one.
You could not diagram a better way to open a quarter.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, look at the lead they've jumped out to already. What a start.
And the dunk by Chandler.
Nothing fancy there. Didn't need it.
Nope. His only concern right now, Clark, is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points.
I like the simplicity.
Well, there's also style just with the fact that he's able to have that kind of a finish, though. Still, I like that pretty one-handed flush.
Knight into the lane. Drops in the layup for two. Knight's got his second basket of the night.
Huge hole in the defense that possession. He didn't waste any time cutting through it.
Houston moving it around. In the corner, it's Freak. Takes a three. No luck. Now the Suns take it the other way. Their last game, a win against San Antonio, looking to carry that into this one.
You know, they played well enough to win, but to be honest with you, I just felt like their opponent's defensive performance was shaky at best.
Yeah, I'd go along with that, Greg. I mean, the game wasn't handed to them, but they definitely didn't have to work as hard for it as they should have.
Here's Romero. Out tonight. There's the pass to Romero. Booker dishes to Chandler. Uncovered. That's good. Harden. And an overpowering first quarter effort. Already a double-digit advantage. Rockets lead. And Tyson Chandler, known for being a great teammate, very vocal leader certainly. He talked about how important that is for an NBA locker room.
Players do the policing. Coach sets the standard, but players individually call out other players. You know, whether it be timeout, whether it be halftime, whether it be pulling.
Don't you need a player like this? And so that's the end of the first half. The Rockets on top.
Okay, guys, we got a few minutes here. Let's go over a few things before we get going again. To start with, our offensive rebounding has been off the charts, really terrific, and stay at it. I want you attacking the offensive glass like your lives depend on it. But we did get a nice lift off the bench in that half. I might want to stay with some of those hot hands, so everybody be ready. And just to talk about what we want for the pace of the game, I'd say nice and steady suits us just fine. It doesn't have to be a track meet. Coming in, we knew this team wasn't going to roll over for us. If we're going to put them away, we got to...
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. One of the stories here, James Harden getting it done today.
And he just went off in those first two quarters, guys. He's capable of doing that on a consistent basis as well. So we might see some changes from a defensive standpoint as they try to disrupt his rhythm in the second half.
You know, guys, I think you've got to make some sort of change. I mean, they can't let him continue to torch him up like he has been.
So it's a narrow victory for the Rockets, pulling it out for the W. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as Clark continued to wait out until the very last moment to seal.
Yep, and it might not be the way a coach would have drawn it up or wanted it to end, but these fans loved it.
And that'll do it, folks. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching. And now we'll head over to the studio with Ernie Johnson.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. Without further ado, let's present to you our Jordan player of the game, Patrick Beverley.
He had a very nice night from the field tonight, shooting over 50%. That smooth, soft touch was working for him tonight. No matter how tight the D played him, he was still shooting it right in their face.
I love the contribution he gave with his long-range shooting tonight. He was on fire. That turned out to be the big key for them. If someone drove the lane and the defense collapsed, they would always kick it to him for another three. Splaka Katayow!
And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Have a good evening.
The hood cowboys with the 10-gallon raps, racking ACG boots and baseball caps. I agree, this ain't a simulation of the doo-doo. This is shit the shot said to get used to. Gangstar Foundation.
the 2K Sports pregame show.
With the Diesel and the Jet, this is Ernie Johnson. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight, it's the Houston Rockets as they'll be playing against the Atlanta Hawks in their house, Phillips Arena. Checking out Atlanta after splitting their first 2 games of the season, tonight's game gives them a chance to get their record over the 500 mark and maybe get a little momentum on their side. And guys, we'll get to see Freak play in this one. He was one of the bigger names in college, jumped to the NBA after 1 year. Shaq, you left early as well. How hard of a decision was it to leave school?
Well, it's never an easy decision. Each person has different reasons why they want to leave, financial responsibility, just getting tired. In my case, the Hack of Shaq was created. I was getting beat up too much, and I heard my main man, Dick Vitale, say if Shaq leaves, he'll be the #1 pick. So I didn't want to go back, get hurt, and possibly drop.
Yeah, because you could have been #2 if you stayed a year, I tell you. But, this guy, Freak. Because if you would have played in that era with Freak, I don't know, Shaq. This guy, he left school early, but he is something unique, different. But I thought bringing his skills to the NBA was big because that helps refine your game a little bit. He's ready. This guy was ready, Shaq.
I have an announcement. You know why he plays so well?
Why?
I'm his father.
Dun, 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 dun.
Love you, son. Congratulations.
It's one of the warmest and fuzziest stories I've heard all season long.
Way to keep up with him his whole life.
I've been working.
Let's go to Kevin Harlan. They're ready for the tip. I've been working.
Live coverage of the NBA here on 2K Sports. A happy Sunday evening to you and yours. Along with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. It's the first game back in Atlanta for the Hawks. And guys, we won't be seeing Trevor Ariza, who is out and injured.
Well, Kevin, no more uncertainty about the seriousness of his injury. We only got a preliminary diagnosis after he came out of their previous game, but now they sound sure about it. Hopefully we see him back on the court in less than a month.
Yeah, and we should. I mean, barring anything unforeseen, you'd expect him to be back in a matter of a few weeks.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. So on the floor for Houston, Everly and Harden, they're the backcourt. Beasley out there with Corey Brewer. And it's Howard in at the 5, roaming the paint. Kicks to Harden. Here's Beverly. Misses the 3. Rockets on defense. They come into this having outplayed Phoenix the last game.